that gets me a very natural transition to treasure, the third element of stewardship. I struggled with this probably as much as I struggled with the time. Time had a better excuse. I didn't really have an excuse for treasure. It was for me, at the very beginning, where I worked and operated from a mindset of, I busted my butt in this career. I started in North Platte, Nebraska. And then I went to Sioux Falls. That was an upgrade. And then I went to Springfield and Decatur, Illinois. Decatur may have the dirtiest air I've ever sucked before getting promoted to St. Louis. And I worked from the premise of, I earned this. That's my hard-earned money. You know how poor my family was when I was dragging them around the country chasing this broadcasting dream? 8 years in the business, I couldn't top $30,000 a year. Now that I'm making six figures, I had a tough time with this. How do I give? I like that big new house with the pool and the 3 patios and the deck. I like nice cars. I had a habit of buying a new car about once a year, once I got money. I like golfing at the country club. I like nice clothes. My problem is that I never really questioned who I was hanging with and where those morals were being placed. And I say that simply because instead of questioning my own character and my own priorities, I was just going with the flow. I was letting other people dictate what was important to me. I'm here to tell you that it takes a change of heart. It takes a new approach of financial wisdom to be a good steward. It takes a fresh outlook on your current economic status. And it's real easy to do right now when the income is zero because you don't have to tithe. It's okay. All right? But it's a good chance to look at when that transition happens. What do I want to be? What do I want to do? How do I want to handle my life? Will I be more grateful? Sacrifices. I sold that dream home that we had built in 2000. 4,800 square foot. I used to lose kids for days at a time in that house. We moved into a 2,100 square foot home where the kitchen table is now the center of our life. Best thing that ever happened. Know where my kids are, sometimes too well. I coach ball now a lot more instead of spending hours in an acre yard mowing, keeping up with the Joneses, fertilizing, cleaning the pool. We saved over $1,400 just not having a pool. My yard now where I live, it gets brown in July. Don't feel the need to water it or fertilize it, and neighbors hate me for it. I think that's God's plan. Grass is supposed to turn brown when it gets hot. 4 years ago, that was hard. 5 years ago, our old house, I was out there. Oh my God, it's a brown spot. Oh, fertilizer, water. I used to stress about that kind of stuff. Now, I mowed yesterday. It took me 4 hours. I had to mow it 3 times. Real high first, then bring it down. It grows fast in the spring. It would help if I would mow it more than once every 3 weeks, but it's because I was too busy coaching. I was too busy with my kids. I was too busy out in the ball diamonds, softball and baseball diamonds. That's my newfound priority, being with my kids and other people's kids, hanging out and doing something healthy and productive. But to be a good financial steward, it had to begin with me taking on a new premise that nothing I owned, nothing I made, nothing I had was mine. That's what it took. A new approach to financial wisdom. That nothing you own is your own. That everything is a gift from God. And tithing does work, by the way. It does come back tenfold. I could stand up here and tell you story after story of philanthropists who give to this agency who will tell me things about a sacrificial gift they made over the holidays and how some unexpected windfall came their way later. Now I don't want to turn this into a lottery. Or you think, hey, put money on red, it'll come back to me. No, that's not what I mean. Because sometimes it comes back not in monetary terms. It comes back in healthy kids. It comes back from having you know, an attitude of gratitude that your life is good because you're being a good steward. It's not without its challenges. It's not without its hurdles. It's not without its hardships. I'd be lying to you if I stood up here and said, oh, go to the nonprofit world. It'll be the easiest job you ever had. It's the hardest I've ever worked. By far the hardest I've ever worked. But it has a different kind of meaning and a different way at the end of the day that you can look back and see what was accomplished.